His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received UAE President His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan upon his arrival in the kingdom for a visit to meet with His Majesty the King. Also present to welcome His Highness were His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, their Highnesses the sons of His Majesty the King, and a number of senior officials. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received UAE President His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan in the presence of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa. His Majesty the King welcomed His Highness, affirming the depth of the fraternal bonds that unite the two countries, firmly rooted in a long history of cooperation and strong relations that stand as a model of brotherly ties between nations. His Majesty affirmed that the UAE has throughout various stages proven itself a steadfast partner, unwavering in its unity and support of brotherly countries. His Majesty the King praised the consistent positions of His Highness the UAE President, reflecting a clear vision and principled leadership. His Majesty also paid tribute to the sacrifices of the fallen servicemen who defended shared values and principles, which is a testament to the common destiny binding both nations. Amid the exceptional circumstances the region is witnessing, His Majesty commended the UAE's firm stances, which embody a deep sense of shared responsibility. His Majesty expressed appreciation for the support and assistance provided by the UAE, which has boosted Bahrain's capacity to address challenges with confidence and capability. His Majesty stressed that the relationship between the two countries extends beyond a shared historical legacy, encompassing a joint vision for a more stable and cohesive future. His Majesty reaffirmed Bahrain's unwavering commitment to further enhancing this relationship in a way that meets the aspirations of both countries and their peoples, reflecting the Founding Fathers' legacy of loyalty, solidarity and unity of destiny. At the conclusion of the meeting, His Majesty expressed best wishes for continued security and stability in both countries and for further success in fulfilling the aspirations of their peoples. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa then bid farewell to UAE President His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan upon his departure from the kingdom at the conclusion of his visit, during which he met with His Majesty the King. Present were His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, their Highnesses the sons of His Majesty the King, and a number of senior officials. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, received in the presence of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Deputy Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and the National Security Advisor, Royal Guard Commander and Secretary General of the Supreme Defense Council, Lieutenant General His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Commander of the U.S. Central Command, Admiral Charles Bradford Cooper, and the accompanying delegation on the occasion of their visit to the kingdom. His Majesty the King welcomed the Commander of the U.S. Central Command, praising the depth of the strong strategic relations and historic partnership between the two friendly countries, which span many decades and are based on mutual trust, respect, and close coordination as long-standing allies and partners. His Majesty noted the continuous progress in bilateral cooperation across defense, military, and other fields in a manner that serves shared goals and aspirations. The meeting also reviewed regional and international developments as well as a number of topics of common interest. His Majesty the King commended the pivotal and active role played by the U.S. alongside friendly countries in bolstering the foundations of regional and global security and stability. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa chaired the weekly cabinet meeting held at Gudaibiya Palace. The cabinet praised the outcomes of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa's meeting with UAE President His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, emphasizing the significance of advancing the long-standing Bahrain-UAE partnership. The cabinet expressed its gratitude and appreciation for the UAE's support in enhancing the kingdom's capabilities in addressing current challenges. The cabinet highlighted the importance of the meeting held between His Majesty the King and UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, as well as the discussions held between His Royal Highness and Starmer, which focused on boosting the historic relationship between the two nations. The cabinet expressed its appreciation to the UK for its active participation in efforts to counter the hostile Iranian aggression, which violates international law, and praised Starmer's support for the security and stability of Bahrain. His Royal Highness directed that the necessary legal and constitutional measures be taken to refer a draft law aimed at ensuring the payment of Bahraini salaries insured in private sector companies for April from the Unemployment Insurance Fund in support of preserving employment levels, aiding the private sector and ensuring economic growth. The cabinet commended the Central Bank of Bahrain's announcement in line with the directives of His Royal Highness of a loan repayment postponement, as well as a liquidity provision and support program, which includes a range of measures to bolster the kingdom's fiscal position. The meeting commended the signing of the currency swap agreement between the CBB and the Central Bank of the UAE, covering the Bahraini dinar and the UAE dirham. The cabinet then extended its appreciation to the Bahrain Defense Force, the National Guard, the Ministry of Interior and Military Security, and civil entities in recognition of their efforts in safeguarding the kingdom's sovereignty, security, and national interests with efficiency and professionalism. The cabinet reiterated its condemnation of the hostile Iranian aggression targeting the kingdom and the region, which undermines the security and safety of citizens and residents, reaffirming Bahrain's steadfast position, calling for Iran's full commitment to the immediate cessation of hostilities in the region and the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. The cabinet then reviewed memorandums submitted by ministerial committees approving the following. Bahrain's quarterly economic report for 2025, which indicated a year-on-year real GDP growth of 3.5% in 2025, driven by a 4.1% increase in non-oil activities. An agreement between the government of Bahrain and the Swiss Federal Council on the promotion and reciprocal protection of investments. A draft resolution amending certain provisions related to the services of the General Directorate of Nationality, Passports and Residence Affairs. Labour market indicators for the first quarter of 2026, reflecting outcomes aligned with agreements reached with the Legislative Authority during discussions of the state budget for the fiscal years 2025-2026 and within the framework of the National Labour Market Plan 2023-2026. The indicators showed that 23% of the annual target of employing 25,000 Bahrainis has been achieved, while 18% of the target of integrating 10,000 new Bahraini entrants into the labour market has been achieved. In terms of training, 26% of the annual target of training 15,000 Bahrainis has been accomplished. The government's response to several draft laws and proposals submitted by the Representatives Council. The cabinet also reviewed the following material reports. The outcomes of Bahrain's participation in the UN Security Council voting session on the draft resolution concerning freedom of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz. The outcomes of Bahrain's participation in the UN Security Council session on cooperation between the UN and the Arab League. The outcomes of Bahrain's participation in the UN Security Council session on cooperation between the UN and the GCC. The outcomes of participation in the ministerial consultative meeting between the GCC and Jordan with Russia. The outcomes of Bahrain's participation in the extraordinary meeting of the ministers responsible for tourism in the GCC to discuss the impact of the hostile Iranian attacks on the Gulf tourism sector. In line with the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Central Bank of Bahrain, the CBB, announces the launch of a loan deferral and liquidity support program, including a set of measures to support Bahrain's economy and the financial sector. Retail banks and financing companies will offer customers the option to defer loan installments and credit card payments, including principal and interest for 3 months, with the deferral option applicable to both individuals and corporates. These institutions will have the flexibility to postpone the classification of loans for affected customers, with the total value of domestic loans at 11.3 billion Bahraini dinars. For a period of 6 months, the CBB will provide retail banks unlimited Bahraini dinar liquidity against eligible collateral, currently 7.0 billion Bahraini dinars. In addition, The repo facility will be extended to 3 months. Reserve requirements will be reduced from 5.0% to 3.5%. The minimum liquidity coverage ratio and net stable funding ratio will be reduced from 100% to 80%, which should release additional liquidity into economy sectors. The CBB affirmed that Bahrain's financial sector continues to operate smoothly, with the banking sector maintaining strong capital adequacy and liquidity levels. The CBB will continue to monitor developments closely and stands ready to take further measures as needed to safeguard monetary and financial stability and ensure the continuity and sustainability of financial services across Bahrain. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Deputy Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa met with the Commander of the U.S. Central Command, Admiral Charles Bradford Cooper, and an accompanying delegation during his visit to Bahrain. His Royal Highness highlighted the long-standing Bahrain-U.S. relationship underpinned by a strategic partnership spanning a number of important sectors which played a vital role in combating the hostile Iranian aggression. His Royal Highness stressed the mutual commitment to advancing multi-sectoral collaboration, particularly within the military and defense sectors, as well as building on existing cooperation and agreements, including the Comprehensive Security Integration Prosperity Agreement, CCPA. As part of the visit, the latest regional and international developments, as well as issues of mutual interest, were also discussed. His Royal Highness also noted the United States' role alongside allied countries in safeguarding regional and global security and stability. The National Security Advisor and Royal Guard Commander, Lieutenant General His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Minister of the Prime Minister's Court His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Minister of Finance and National Economy Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, along with several senior officials, also attended the meeting. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa met with the Bahrain Chamber of Commerce and Industry Chairman, the BCCI, Nabil Khalid Kano, and its Board of Directors at Gudaibiya Palace. His Royal Highness asserted the Kingdom's commitment to enhancing the partnership between the public and private sector in support of the Kingdom's comprehensive development led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. His Royal Highness affirmed the vital role of the private sector as a key driver of economic growth and sustainable development in the Kingdom, enhancing its global competitiveness. His Royal Highness congratulated the chairman and members elected to the BCCI Board of Directors for its 31st session, wishing them success in fulfilling their responsibilities and advancing initiatives that benefit the Kingdom and its citizens. His Royal Highness also commended the efforts of the previous Board of Directors, recognizing their contributions to supporting the Kingdom's commercial and industrial sectors. His Royal Highness highlighted the importance of continued private sector coordination, noting that collaboration between the public and private sectors is the bedrock for strong economic growth. His Royal Highness commended the private sector's ongoing efforts in cooperation with relevant authorities to monitor market conditions amid the hostile Iranian aggression, ensuring the continued availability of goods and the stability of prices to meet daily needs and reinforce consumer confidence. His Royal Highness emphasized that fostering constructive and effective public-private partnerships contributes to transforming challenges into opportunities, achieving further milestones that support the Kingdom's growth and prosperity. For their part, the chairman and members of the BCCI Board of Directors expressed their gratitude to His Royal Highness for his continued support in advancing the role of the private sector and for his commitment to fostering the Chamber's efforts in supporting national development and economic growth. The Deputy Prime Minister, Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, the Minister of the Prime Minister's Court, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, and several senior officials also attended the meeting. The General Command of the Bahrain Defense Force announced that through the unwavering vigilance of its personnel, the BDF's air defense systems continue to successfully counter waves of the hostile terrorist Iranian aggression. Since the onset of hostilities, air defenses have intercepted and destroyed 194 ballistic missiles and 523 drones targeting the kingdom. The General Command expressed its pride in the exceptional combat readiness and vigilance demonstrated by BDF personnel and commended their sustained operational effectiveness in defending the kingdom. The performance of Bahrain's forces continues to inspire confidence that the kingdom's skies remain secure. The General Command urged all members of the public to exercise the utmost caution for their personal safety. Citizens and residents are advised to keep clear of affected areas and any suspicious objects, refrain from filming or photographing military operations or debris sites, avoid spreading unverified information, and consult only official and government media channels for updates, alerts, and advisories. The General Command further emphasized that the use of ballistic missiles and drones to target civilian areas and private property constitutes a flagrant violation of international humanitarian law and the United Nations Charter. These indiscriminate attacks represent a direct threat to regional peace and security.
إن الجميع لا يفخر بما يظهره رجال البحرين في كافة الأجهزة العسكرية والأمنية. ربي اجعل هذا البلد آمنا.
Representatives Council Speaker Ahmed Al-Musallam hailed the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister on taking the necessary legal and constitutional steps to submit a draft law to cover the payment of April salaries of Bahrainis insured in private sector companies from the Unemployment Insurance Fund. Al-Musallam also praised His Royal Highness directives on directing the Central Bank of Bahrain to launch a program to defer loans and provide liquidity support measures for the economy and financial sector. Al-Musallam said the directives support Bahraini citizens and the private sector, boost financial and banking stability, and help protect national employment and economic activity. He added that the directives aim to maintain living stability, reduce negative impacts on citizens and private sector institutions, ease pressure on businesses, and support the stability of the local market, contributing to the sustainability of economic activity in Bahrain. Al-Musallam said that the directives are in line with proposals submitted by the Council to the government, reflecting constructive cooperation between the legislative and executive authorities in the interest of the nation and its citizens. Shura Council Chairman Ali Saleh welcomed the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, which included taking the necessary legal steps to submit a draft law to pay April salaries of Bahrainis working in private companies through the Unemployment Insurance Fund to support the private sector, protect national jobs and sustain the economy. He also noted the directive to the Central Bank of Bahrain to launch a program to defer loans and provide liquidity support measures for the economy and financial sector. Saleh commended these proactive steps, affirming that these measures show strong national unity between the leadership and the people in facing challenges. He confirmed the Shura Council's support for the initiative and its readiness to prioritize discussion of the draft law once submitted. He added that the Council supports any steps that help secure a decent standard of living for citizens and enable them to manage economic challenges while continuing development. The Ministry of Finance and National Economy published the Kingdom of Bahrain's economic report for 2025. Preliminary data from the national accounts issued by the Information and E-Government Authority show that the GDP grew by 3.5% in 2025, driven by 4.1% growth in non-oil activities, while oil activity saw a slight decline of 0.3% year-on-year. GDP achieved annual growth of 3.7%, supported by 5.3% growth in non-oil activities compared with a 5.7% decline in oil activities. The report highlighted the pivotal role of non-oil activities, with their contribution to GDP reaching 85.8% at constant prices in 2025. The Kingdom continues to make significant progress across a number of international economic and development indicators, reflecting the success of its strategies for economic diversification and the enhancement of the business environment. Bahrain also ranked third globally in the Business Incentives Pillar, according to the 2026 Innovators Business Environment Index. Meanwhile, Bahrain was ranked in Category A in the 2025 Digital Government Maturity Index, published by the World Bank Group, achieving 15th place globally out of 197 countries. The Ministry of Education has announced that 2 options are available to students and parents in public schools continuing with remote learning or returning to in-person classes across all levels. In this context, the Minister of Education, Dr. Mohammed bin Mubarak Juma, affirmed that over the past period, specialist working groups have been studying, developing and adopting educational policies suited to the current exceptional circumstances. More in this report.
In light of the exceptional circumstances due to recent political developments and attacks, education systems are adapting their methods to ensure the continuity of learning without interruption. Amid concerns for student safety and a commitment to their academic future, a new approach is giving families the ability to make the most appropriate decisions for their children. In this context, the Ministry of Education announced updates to the operating mechanisms of public and private schools, which essentially focus on enhancing flexibility and offering multiple options that reflect the current reality. The most significant update is that students in public schools are now offered 2 options: to continue with remote learning or return to in-person classes. This flexibility is not limited to the method of learning, but extends to assessment mechanisms, with students now able to sit for their exams in person or online. As for private schools, their administrations were given flexibility to determine their mode of operation, whether to continue with remote learning or return to in-person classes, to ensure the continuity of the educational process at all levels. This approach reflects a growing awareness of the scale of the challenges facing the education sector and confirms that flexibility has become a key element in crisis management. Between the 2 available options, the goal remains the same: continuous and safe education that is capable of adapting to all circumstances without complexities.
The Ministry of Labour announced the resumption of in-person training at private training institutions while allowing to hold training programs either in person or remotely. This is in accordance with program requirements and those of funding bodies while adhering to precautionary measures to ensure safety. More in this report.
To support employment, enhance human capital and boost the competitiveness of national talent across various sectors, the Ministry of Labour has announced the resumption of in-person training at private training institutions, following a period of remote training as a precautionary measure in light of Iran's hostile attacks, which necessitated the adoption of temporary measures. This decision is accompanied by the option for private training institutions to deliver their training programs either in person or remotely, depending on the nature of the programs and the requirements of international donors, which grants these institutions greater flexibility in providing their training services in line with varying circumstances. The Ministry of Labour affirmed the need for all institutions to adhere to the approved precautionary measures to ensure the safety of trainees and training staff and maintain a safe and orderly training environment. This approach reflects the relevant authorities' commitment to achieving a balance between resuming in-person activities and maximizing the use of modern technologies in education and training to support vocational training and develop national talent. Combining in-person and remote training is a strategic step towards building a flexible and sustainable training system capable of adapting to changes and enhancing the readiness of national talent for labour market requirements, in parallel with a safe and gradual return to in-person activities.
Bahrain's ambassador to Korea, Saud El-Nusuf, participated in the meeting convened by the Foreign Affairs and Unification Committee of the National Assembly of Korea with the ambassadors of GCC states and Jordan to discuss regional developments and their implications for the global economy as well as regional international security and stability. El-Nusuf underscored the importance of the relations between Bahrain and Korea, noting the shared commitment to further advancing cooperation to serve the interests and prosperity of both countries and peoples. The ambassador expressed his appreciation for Korea's solidarity with Bahrain in light of Iran's hostile attacks and for its support for the measures taken by the kingdom to safeguard its security and stability. He also wished Korea continued security progress and prosperity. He further emphasized the importance of adherence to UN Security Council Resolution 2817, which condemned Iran's attacks that constitute a flagrant violation of international law and called on Iran to immediately cease these attacks and any other hostile acts targeting civilian objects in the countries of the region. He noted that addressing Iranian threats must be comprehensive and holistic, including its nuclear capabilities, ballistic missiles, and unmanned aerial vehicles, its policy of supporting proxies and terrorist groups, and the cessation of threats to freedom of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz, while underscoring the importance of achieving lasting peace for all countries of the region. The committee stressed the necessity of preserving the security of the navigation of the Strait of Hormuz, highlighting the importance of continued coordination with the international community to ensure the stability of energy supplies and to reinforce the foundations of regional security and peace. The meeting reviewed areas of coordination and cooperation in the field of energy and enhancing bilateral relations, in addition to discussing a number of topics of mutual interest.